What's up, Val? Man, Dirk say back door through the city. You don't know who the guys. That's a dangerous situation right there, man. If the back doors open all through the city, you don't know who the guys is. God damn, I hate get into it with them. Shit. Yeah, well, yo, we got Yella Beezy went to court today. More information came out in his case. They didn't indict Big U, 43 counts. I told y'all there's gonna be some more charges on that paperwork. I'm sure probably by now he might be facing life. You know what I mean? But I ain't really no Big U fan though, y'all. Like, I don't like what Wack did. I think that shit was some sucker shit. Yeah, but I don't respect what Big U did either. I hope people don't ever get that under. You know what I mean? Hope people understand that. Like when I joke Wack 100 by saying Eugene, don't do it, Eugene. I'm not co-signing Big U. Big U's a slime ball, man. Did a lot of fucked up backdoor shit. And man, Wack 100 just couldn't fuck with him on the slime door backdoor shit, so he took the internet route. Both of them, they both dirty. To be honest, both dirty. I think this is the beginning of the Big U shit. You know, cause yo, when you take somebody like Big U out the streets, people get to talk. People that was scared before, like Wack 100. I think Wack 100 probably was the scariest. I don't think Big U had nobody more in fear in California than Wack 100. That man was scared to death. But you gotta be scared to death, yo, to tell on a motherfucker, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's a different level of fear that I don't think some people ever experience. Especially when you supposed to be this Pyru. You on Pyru out here telling on motherfuckers. On Pyru. You need to put that shit on Pyru. You know what I mean? Put everything else on that motherfucker. I'm a snitch on Pyru. Snitching ass nigga. But I don't even think this I don't even think this Yella Beezy indictment finished. They say Yella Beezy only provided half the payment. Fuck provided the other half. This shit crazy, y'all. These rappers going down like the Titanic. I keep telling people though, yo, you can't have 1 foot in the streets. You got 1 foot out and 1 yo, 8 times out of 10, yo, that foot that you got in, shit gonna sink you. It's rare occasions. I didn't did it, but but that shit is not simple. It's not easy. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, that shit gonna sink you, man. That street shit ain't no joke. You gotta know how to play it. Motherfuckers get too involved. You wanna make some money, make some money. But then the motherfuckers get to going to dropping hits now. Now they got their bread up. Now they wanna get people knocked off. Whole time they work a whole job. Next thing you know, they getting raided. Niggas telling. RICO indictments coming down. Now it's over. That fast. That's how fast that shit happen. Should be like night and day for real. Be like night and day. Hold up, y'all. Oh, alright. I'm bad to do that coffee. That shit fucking burn. Yeah, we ready watching now, Benji. When I get to the crib, G Rex, what it is? The real. Hey, that could be crazy. Somebody else put some money up. Trust and believe. They said that shit in open court. They said he only provided half. But they ain't got no evidence though. From what I heard, they ain't really got no evidence. They ain't got your paying nobody. I don't know though, I just seen little clips. So I don't want to speak too soon. You know what I mean? They could have a fucking mountain of evidence. I know they lowered this bond though. 750 or 725, something like that. Should be getting out. That Mo 3, that was a wild, that was a brazen shoot. Yo really killed that man on the highway. I don't understand, yo, why Mo 3. You know, yo, when shit like that be going on, it be hard. Like, you can't really, you gotta think fast, man. I'd have rolled his ass over. Like, why would he stop? And then try to run back the other way? I don't think that was smart. And then why would you ride with a firearm in a locked glove box? Like, I don't think that was smart either. That shit, you made a lot of mistakes, yo. You really gotta be out this bitch mistake free if you want to survive, man. If you live in a certain type of life, you gotta limit them mistakes. Them mistakes will cost you. Them mistakes will cost you, man. Shit ain't worth it for real when you think about it. It ain't even worth it. I just like the gun in the locked glove box. That's just insane to me. Like, what the fuck would you? How did you expect to get to the shit in the locked glove box? The fuck is the point of locking it? If you used to get pulled over, all they gonna do is open the bitch up anyway. It's like putting shit in the safe. Like, that shit don't work. I was just talking to my man a couple days ago. He was out there in them counties getting some money. In the Maryland counties. And they wound up raiding the house he was in. So his people told him put this shit in the safe just before they raided it. He said he looked at that safe like, man, fuck that, I'm ready to put this shit in my dip. Man, they raised the house. Man, he said, man, he broke the safe in 3 whacks. Bang, 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 safe broke. He said, man, look, I ain't put that shit in there. You'll end up making out. Go put that shit in his dip and flush that shit down the toilet when he got to the joint. Yeah, but them safes don't work. I just don't understand the point of the locked glove box. That shit don't work. Can't get to it. Shit motherfucker get the cut in that bitch. Your motherfucking hands be shaking and shit. Trying to get the fuck around, drop the key. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's how like in the movies with the white girls and shit when they be running. Man, that shit be real. That shit don't be no joke. Shit be real, man. They just always fall. I'm sure he probably dropped that key about 3 times. Trying to unlock that bitch. I think he might walk too. I don't think they got no evidence. And then when you talk about the shooters, how many statements did he give? You know what I mean? Joe probably gave multiple statements. Because he ain't say this shit back in the day. Why now? So he definitely got some room to wiggle. You know what I mean? You ain't say this back in the day. You been locked up for shit 5 years ago, bro. Now all of a sudden you got paid. Cause you don't want to face your sentence. But it was strange though for this case to be dragged on for 5 years. I don't know what they was trying to get. Maybe subpoenas. Was it an iPhone? You know it's hard as shit to get information out that iPhone. Sometimes that shit might take years. You know what I mean? That shit might take years. That's why Dirk haven't been charged in that supposed to be retaliation for D thing. They can't get in that phone. They've been trying to get in that phone for 2 years. Can't get it. Well, they can get certain things, but they can't get what they're trying to find. And iPhone don't really cooperate like that. They only gonna give you the shit that's on your motherfucking text messages. They ain't giving up that shit that's in that cloud. Nah, we can't help you with that, officer. You got to figure that shit out on your own. That shit encrypted. Like people thought WhatsApp was. But WhatsApp not end-to-end encrypted. It's only encrypted on one end. So that's how they be able to get them WhatsApp messages. For people that was wondering. Did a video on it. I don't know. I'd be so close. Like, yo, that shit's crazy. I could never do that. In a new age trapping. Folks really moving shit online. Like, what? Fucking crazy. More about it to him. You mean? But Big, you got some new charges though, y'all. Like I told y'all, he was gonna get new charges. You gotta remember, yo, they locked them boys up with 49 guns, 3,000 fake perks. Brick babies, that probably was all brick babies. They probably took 200 of them a day. It's crazy taking them fake pills, man. Them bitches down. Even the real ones. Fuck, them bitches down. This ain't no joke. Fuck you old. Looking at 20 to life. He got new charges. You saying there's new charges? He got new charges. I ain't read it yet. I just seen it. I know it's like 43 counts. It ain't what it was no more. That shit 43 counts. More likely them boys tell him. Like I said, yo, Big U was moving wild though, yo. At 60 years old, you shouldn't be moving like that. 60, bro. 50 years old, my nigga. You still out this bitch trying to get people killed, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, my nigga? You still wearing a motherfucking hood on your sleeve? Like, nigga, let that shit go, nigga. Still talking about on 6-0, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. I don't even like it, man. That shit different in Cali, man. That's all I can say, man. In defense of California, they got their own culture down that bitch. Shit different. It ain't like everywhere else. Trust believe. Not like everywhere else. One thing about it, they stand firm on nobody bigger than the set. Don't give a fuck who it is. Don't give a fuck if it's Big U, Nipsey, Melvin Farmer, Tiki Williams. Ain't nobody bigger than the set, man. Crip Mac. They was gonna fuck Crip Mac over if he ain't get booked. Crip Mac ain't get booked. They was gonna fuck him over. I know this for certain.
One place done.
That's that gang politics shit. That's why I could never fuck with it. Every gang member I know, they got killed by their own gang or stabbed or something. Whatever happened to them, it happened to them on behalf of their own gang. Every single one. Every single one. Yeah, yo, he 50. Man, Big U 58. So you gotta figure, you go back 5 years, it was 53, 54. Still out this bitch moving like a young nigga. It was out here moving like a YN. He might as well linked up with the little dude from Chicago. The dude with they be doing the interviews, the old dude with the young boys. Might as well linked up with him. They can be the oldest young niggas. they can be the oldest young niggas out. Like, it's crazy, man. You gotta change with the times, yo. People gotta understand that. Yo, you gotta change with the times. Or you gonna get left in the time. And ain't no telling what that's gonna look like. You know what I mean? That could be death or prison. At least that's how it is in our community. From what I see. I don't know how y'all see it. But when people don't change with the times, it look like to me, they get left in the time. And that can go either way. For real. Nikki, what's up, real? Yeah, though, yo. I ain't joking. Start paying attention. Start paying attention to the people. Start paying attention to the people that die off. I bet you be like, dang, keep the G News on or something. Start paying attention to them. Motherfuckers dying off young and unexpected and shit. Start paying attention to what they doing and how they moving and how they do things. We gotta change with the time, man. Real. I ain't gonna tell you now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit. Drop my keys. What's up, kid? One thing I ain't gonna do is get up this bitch and lie. I done seen it too many times. I wouldn't even have said it if I ain't said it more than 5 times. Switch my chair out, y'all. I don't think I like this chair though. Shit not really comfortable. Sit too high. I don't think I really like this chair. I think we're gonna go back to the old one. What's up, AJ? Alright, so let's get to business. Let's get the big U paperwork first. Yeah, see, this chair ain't got no wheels. They switch back. Yeah, we ain't over here answering no riddles, my guy. We ain't doing the riddle thing. What's up, sleeping? That motherfucking cat in the head over this bitch. Damn. The fuck, they had some type of pet or something? 4 deputies from the same Texas Sheriff Office has committed suicide in the past 6 weeks. They must have some type of suicide pact. That's not normal. You can't tell me that ain't intentional. What the fuck they doing at the office? Yo, people keep trying to make excuses for T600. Yo, T600 is a rat. Yo, motherfucker, great. Let me show y'all something real quick, right? Before I get the big U. This motherfucker T600. Talking about, famous Richard called NBA Youngboy a rat. Now, I ain't gonna get in the NBA Youngboy because, I mean, I just ain't. But motherfuckers get to commenting to me, talking about, so look, y'all know I'm on. That's why I don't let these niggas like me. You know me, this is up to police. So motherfuckers get to comment and talking stupid. Bro, he cleared that situation up years ago. So somebody say he not lying, because they know. Yo told me he cleared it up years ago. Nigga, you can't clear that up, nigga. Fuck, clear it up how? How'd he clear it up? So I said, what the fuck are you talking about? It's in paper. He told them boys left the party. I just love rats. And he be feeding Tristan News information. So I told him keep supporting snitch culture. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So this nigga is talking about NBA Youngboy. Like, yo, why are we allowing snitches to have voice on other potential rats? Like, yo, we live in some different times. Like, yo, really shared this nigga. Like his word is credible. Nigga's a fucking rat. Don't nobody in his hood fuck with him. Name a 600 member that be with 600K. Memo, Breezy. None of them niggas fuck with yo, man. It's a fucking rat. Like, it is what it is. It's in paperwork. I read it. Matter of fact, Mickey Truth did a hell of a video on it. Check it out. The nigga told. I don't give a fuck about rules in Chicago. That nigga told. The fuck, telling is telling. That shit is universal. That shit don't change per state or per city. Nigga read it, man. So this is what he said.
Police, folks. Now young boy in the police because he actually went to the feds with a lawyer and you don't. Like, come on, folks. Like, what so this young boy, folks, you and that with no lawyer. Like, folks, you gotta understand these is millionaires. Money talk. Now, that might not get free and just beats you, but money talk. When you can put up 50 million or you can put up a mansion that costs 30 million, when you can pay a team of attorneys, kind of one attorney to have show up in court with 5 Jewish motherfuckers and 2 other Chinese motherfuckers. Like, come on, fuck, like, it's like, bro, stop it. You gonna put that on his name because, that's goofy, bro. And young boy don't ever talk when he in jail. He just sit down and focus on what's in front of him, folks. Like, so that's why I be irritating his head. Like, bro, worry about what you in jail for. Stop steady talking about how this happened and that happened and please stop it, bro. You're not doing nothing for but causing more confusion. Now you want to call young boy the police, folks.
So look, right? Let's see what happened with Dirk. Dirk got money. Let's see if Dirk get one of them sweet NBA young boy plea deals. And that's all I'm gonna say. I ain't even gonna dig into it this video. But let's see if Dirk get it. If it come down to plea deals, let's see if Dirk get an NBA young boy package. He got money too. Niggas keep talking that money shit, man. Money ain't gonna get you out of everything. You better wake the fuck up. Money is not gonna get you out of anything. That boy got a fucking I ain't ready to go deep into y'all. So you got Maxwell Cream and somebody named D Flowers fighting over a girl. Y'all seeing that shit out Houston? Or do y'all want to get to the Big U paperwork and then just get to the Yella Beezy shit? A couple things I didn't. All right, let's get the Big U. We'll go back to that. Now people probably don't even know Maxwell Cream is. I remember he used to rap. We still rap. Someone used to rap. So say feds in Los Angeles released the new 43-count indictment. Man, you already know, Sleepy. Like, it was obvious what's going on, bro. Like, people just be wanting to be fans, bro. I mean, people just want to be fans. Like, it's obvious something's not right. Something ain't right. Like, I mean, like, y'all, I ain't trying to get into it, yo, because he got them super diehard fans that ain't trying to hit. But something ain't right. UG! What's up, box truck? Something ain't right, man. That bag got a hell of cases. It caught 27 months. Remember catching cases for 5 years. And the man caught 27 months. And he beat the bitches once. Like, man, come on now. Beat the state and let them catch you again. See what they do to you. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. That shit don't mean nothing all the time. Them people was in there making examples. Yeah, I mean, money get you out of a few situations, but eventually they trying to make an example. Fuck your money. We already made enough money off of you. You know, already kicked out $10 million. We good now. Now we get the money. We can get the money from you this way. Cause they gonna get the money regardless. Regardless if you beat the case or go to prison, they getting the money. It's a system, yo. All right. So let's read this. And they hit him with the Hobbs Act. Shit. I'm trying to get all the paperwork. Y'all see that? A federal grand jury has returned a 43-count indictment charging a music label owner and purported anti-gang activist who was a longtime leader of the South Los Angeles street gang with dozens of felonies, including fraud, robbery, extortion, tax evasion. embezzlement of donations to his charity that received public money, and running a racketeering conspiracy in which he allegedly murdered an aspiring musician, the Justice Department announced today. Eugene Henley? Eugene! Don't do it! Eugene Henley! They should let Wack read that part. Anytime when they gotta say Eugene, Wack gotta read that. Hey Wack, we gotta read this paperwork. I just need you to say Eugene, Wack. That's it. Like you said it that day when he pressed you. AKA Big U of the Hyde Park neighborhood of Los Angeles is charged with 1 count conspiracy to violate the Racketeering Influence and Corruption Organization RICO Act, 2 counts of conspiracy to interfere with commerce by robbery and extortion, Hobbs Act, damn, 1 count of Hobbs Act robbery, 9 counts of attempted Hobbs Act extortion. Jesus Christ, Big U is done. 5 counts of these are interviews, y'all. 5 counts of Hobbs Act extortion, 1 count of transportation of an individual in interstate commerce with intent that individual engaged in prostitution. Dang, they hit him with the Mann Act. That's saying shit hit R. Kelly would. 15 counts of wife. He done. Do we even need to read anymore? God damn. Do we need to read anymore, y'all? I think it's obvious what's going on right now. Look, this is totally different than the motherfucking that complaint. The complaint just was the complaint. They put that shit in charge form and right here. 15 counts of wire fraud, 5 counts of embezzlement, conversion, and intentional misapplication of funds from the organization receiving federal funds, 1 count of bank fraud, 1 count of tax evasion, and 2 counts of willful failure to file a tax return. Henley, a longtime member of the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crick Street Gang, has been in federal custody since March 19th after being charged in a federal criminal complaint. His arraignment is scheduled for April 8th in the United States District Court of downtown Los Angeles. He has a detention hearing scheduled for April 10th, also in Los Angeles Federal Court. Also charged in today's indictment are Sylvester Robson, a.k.a. Vay, Mark Martin, a.k.a. Bear Claw, Tremaine Ashley Williams, a.k.a. Luce Cannon. Damn. Amani, they charged that girl with that. She ain't gonna get a whole bunch of time, but she gonna do some time. She probably get like a 5-piece. Frederick Blaine Jr., 43 of South Los Angeles. Tiffany Sharika Haynes, 51 of whatever the fuck that is. These defendants are in federal custody and are expected to be arraigned in the coming weeks. Well, she home. Amani is home. A couple of these people are home. As an indictment alleges, Mr. Henley led a criminal enterprise whose conduct ranged from murder to sophisticated fraud. Remember, Wack 100 introduced that to the world. That included stealing from taxpayers and a charity, said Acting United States Attorney Joseph McNally. Eradicating gangs and organized crime is the Department of Justice's top priority. Oh, the fuck it ain't. Today's charges against the leadership of this criminal outfit will make our neighborhoods in Los Angeles safer. No, it ain't. None of that is sure. Disregard that. Disregard those last statements, y'all. That's a bunch of bullshit. According to the indictment returned on Wednesday, from 2010 until March 2025, Henley's criminal group, identified in court documents as Big U Enterprise, operated as a mafia-like organization that utilized Henley's stature and long-standing association with the Rolling 60s and other gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals in Los Angeles. Henley is widely regarded as a leader within the Rolling 60s and rose to prominence in the street gang during the 1980s. Brick charged in a separate indictment. Brick didn't admit, see, that's the thing. Brick didn't implicate Big U in any crimes. That was Luce Cannon doing that shit. Brick was just talking crazy. Yeah, Brick facing a whole lot of time off them guns, like, alone. Brick don't even need to be charged in this. Off them, Luce Cannon facing life in prison. Off of them guns alone, Brick is gonna be facing about 20. About 20. Let's he strike a deal. You know what that's gonna be. I told y'all though, y'all, when they came out with the indictment, it was gonna look bad. While the Big U Enterprise at times partner with the Rolling 60s and other criminal elements for mutual benefit, the Big U Enterprise is a distinct and independent criminal enterprise engaged in criminal activity, including why they redact the murder, extortion, robbery, trafficking, exploiting sex workers, fraud, and illegal gambling. Not only did the enterprise expand its power through violence, fear, and intimidation. Told you, y'all, fear and intimidation, you're gonna lose that war, y'all. If you're gonna have an enterprise, that shit gotta expand its power through respect. If you want that shit to last. If you're going by violence, fear, intimidation, you're going to lose. People got to understand that. You're not going to win that battle. Ever. If you're out this bitch installing fear and intimidating people, you are going to lose. 100% of the time. Name an organization that won, that moved like that. Nah, stroke shit ain't this bad. But it also used social media platforms, documentaries, podcasts, interviews, and Henley's reputation as status as an OG to create fame and stoke fear. The Big U Enterprise, its members, and its associates. Yeah, you're gonna lose that battle, y'all. You out this bitch trying to scare people because people gonna tell on you. Yo, people kill you for being. Yo, people kill you if they too scared. People look at Wack. Wack is a prime example of a person that was in fear. I don't give a fuck what he's saying on the internet. That man was in fear, like trembling. Like if he was to see Big U, he'd put his head down, type shit. That man was in fear, that man. And look what he did. He waged a fucking social media campaign against him. But it's not foreign. That's what I want people to understand. This is what people do when they're fucking terrified of you. They can't beat you on the streets. So they resort to other measures. You know what I mean? And Big U was dirty. For example, damn, they just said that shit out. In January 2021, Henley murdered a victim, identified in the indictment as RW, an inspired musician signed to Unique Music. Henley Music, so yeah, somebody told about that murder. Because they ain't say that in the original in the complaint. It said he murdered him. Henley shot and killed RW, who had recorded a defamatory song about Henley. Henley then dragged the victim's body off the Interstate 15 in Las Vegas and left it in a ditch. Henley also committed other crimes, including fraudulently obtaining a COVID-19 business relief loan for Unique Music, which operated at a loss and was ineligible for such relief. He used his anti-gang charity, Development Options, as a front for the fraudulent activities and to insulate other members to the Big U Enterprise from law enforcement suspicion. Henley further embezzled large donations that celebrities and award-winning companies made to Development Options, which Henley immediately converted to his personal bank account. According to the indictment, Development Options is a primary funded through the City of Los Angeles Mayor's Office through the Gang Reduction Youth Development Program Foundation, portions of which received federal funding, but also received donations from prominent sources, including NBA players. Finally, the indictment alleges that, as part of the racketeering conspiracy charges, that during the early morning hours of March 19th, while law enforcement were arresting other members of the enterprise, Henley turned off his cell phones and fled his home. That day, Henley posted to the Crenshaw Kruger's Instagram account claiming racial profiling, blaming his co-defendants and opponents for the criminal charges filed against them in a criminal federal indictment. I knew they was going to put that in paperwork. And Luce Cannon still doing interviews and instructing the public not to associate with his co-defendants and known opponents. Hold on, fuck up. That's a charge. They charged them with that. They're doing it early. Finally, alleged indictment as part of the racketeering conspiracy charge. Yep, they put that shit in the charge. Damn. They put that shit in the charge. So that video, he got charged for that video he put out. Probably because he named Wack 100. for 600. None of them motherfuckers working. All right, that day, Henley posted to the Crenshaw Crew's Instagram account, claiming racial profiling, blaming his co-defendants and opponents of the criminal charges filed against them in a federal criminal complaint, and instructing the public not to associate with his co-defendants and known opponents. Henley eventually surrendered to federal law enforcement without his phones. An indictment is merely an allegation. All defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If convicted, Henley, Robinson, Martin will face a statutory minimum sentence of 20 years in prison for the racketeering conspiracy count. The bank fraud count is punishable up to 30 years in federal prison. The Hobbs Act robbery count and extortion is Jesus Christ. The Hobbs Act, what the fuck am I at? Oh, conspiracy, robbery, and extortion and the wire fraud counts each carry a statutory maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. The Mann Act count and the theft concerning programs receiving federal funds each carry a penalty of up to 10 years in federal prison. The tax evasion count carries a statutory maximum sentence of 5 years in federal prison. While the willful failure to file a tax return count is punishable up to 1 year imprisonment. Damn. So what the fuck is that? What's his max? 20, 30, 50, 70, 80. That man pays about 100 years, man. Man, hell no Adam ain't get locked up. No, Adam ain't get locked up. Yeah, Brick Baby ain't do no. Brick Baby only told on himself. If you notice, anytime Big U name came up, Brick Baby got quiet. Brick Baby ain't telling on Big U. That was all Luce Cannon doing. But Luce Cannon still doing interviews. Check him out. He just won't stop.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hey, baby.
Hello? What's up, wife? What you
Man.
doing?
Well, I'm just now trying to feed the baby. Man, that was a crazy live with Adam. I can't believe he called me to ask me those questions.
Yeah, I know, but I want to clear the air with everybody too, because
Can y'all hear that?
I know it's narrative talking about that I shouldn't be saying this or saying that, but I feel that I'm an innocent bystander in this, and everybody knows that I've been breaking down his character for years. You get what I'm saying? And I feel that they trying to run a narrative. So saying to what did I'm saying? I didn't say nothing that had not been said already. I'm not putting no crimes on nobody. I'm not saying he did this, he did that. I'm just talking about how his integrity, his morals, how he carried himself as a person is no good. That's why I call him Big Useless. I'm talking about the things that how he portrayed himself to be a real street dude, but then he works for the grid program and do sideball stuff to his community.
I see. So basically, you're saying that he basically works for the police, not against the police.
Yeah. So it's like this, right? If somebody is working for the grid program and he's the top honcho of the grid program, and you if something happened and you reporting the situation that happened, when you doing that and you supposed to be a street dude and you getting paid by the city to swear and protect your community, why would you still be in the street life? Why would you be doing certain things that you're not supposed to do? You got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Your son is in the NFL. Get out of the street stuff, and then certain things won't happen.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hey, baby.
Hello? What's up, wife? What you
Man.
doing?
Well, I'm just now trying to feed the baby. Man, that was a crazy live with Adam. I can't believe he called me to ask me those questions.
Yeah, I know, but
Ain't he done?
yeah. So they say, let your attorney talk and stuff like that. But what is my attorney talk? Don't he supposed to talk about my case
and what I'm supposed to be doing and innocent. If I'm not talking about my case, if I'm not talking about something that could hurt any individual that's in this situation, what is I'm really talking about? About me still doing certain things and giving out interviews and giving out content and entertaining people still while I'm in here.
What I don't understand is, honey, these people are talking about you, but they're making content for their own clickbait. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that's spreading lies and rumors, while you guys are in there really fighting for your lives. Instead of doing that, they need to be like, yo, how can we get together to help these black men that are in a situation that they shouldn't be in? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they got to get along with you, but what I'm saying is they just all love to rain on someone's parade. Like, it's just crazy.
It's the goofiness, right? But when certain individuals that was making videos in jail, right? And everybody is watching them.
Yeah.
And so what's the difference of me doing it? Oh, because I'm the biggest on the internet.
Well, I don't know. You know, I don't know what.
So,
but you're not saying nothing that has anything to do with what's going on with this Rico. So at the end of the day, you're saying things that's already public. You're saying things that's already on the internet. You're saying things that are there. You're not telling stories or anything like that. That's already not being said. So.
Yeah. So they say, oh, let your attorney talk and stuff like that. But what is my attorney talk? Don't he supposed to talk about my case and what I'm supposed to be doing and innocent? If I'm not talking about my case, if I'm not talking about something that could hurt any individual that's in this situation, what is I'm really talking about? About me still doing certain things and giving out interviews and giving out content and entertaining people still while I'm in here.
What I don't understand is, honey, these people are talking about you, but they're making content for their own clickbait. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that's spreading lies and rumors, while you guys are in there really fighting for your lives. Instead of doing that, they need to be like, yo, how can we get together to help these black men that are in a situation that they shouldn't be in?
I don't know if this is.
I'm not saying.
I don't know if this is love or fucking stupidity, but why the fuck is she helping him do this shit? Like, yo, he don't need to be online talking about nothing involving the case. Nothing. She gotta be, bro. She gotta be. And I don't want, make this shit about her, but it's like, god damn, shorty. Somebody got to be the thinker out the bunch. You feel me? I mean, I think she got some money, so she, she ain't stupid. I just don't understand this shit. Like, yo, what the fuck? Y'all gonna do interviews every day? You feel me? Like, I don't know, yo. That shit don't really, I don't get it. Like, shorty, y'all is fucking up. Somebody need to tell him. If ain't nobody gonna tell him, shit. Luce Cannon not even gonna make it on the yard, man. That's the crazy thing about it. That man ain't gonna make it on no yard. He sitting there acting like he ain't do nothing, and he don't know nothing, and they don't got nothing. Like, bro, read the indictment first. They got everything. The fuck is you talking about? They got everything they need to fucking close the fucking door on your dumb ass. What the fuck? Brian Bake with all motherfuckers' heels. Said he that snitch. They call out Big U over Gunner. Alright, so Yella Beezy was in court, y'all. I wish Luce Cannon the best, man. He just need to shut the fuck up.
Great.
He probably is, y'all. He probably is. Gonna get his ass furred. Yeah, but Big U ain't talk about all Big U talked about was checking in. And he talked about it in a way that made it seem like it's something that it wasn't. But you know, he ain't talk about extortion. He ain't never say it was gonna be threats. You're gonna die if you don't check in. That shit motherfucking Luce Cannon did. That shit was like directly implicating the man in crimes in itself. Alright, so Yella Beezy was in court, y'all. So Yella Beezy right here. I think this is the defense attorney or the prosecution. Let's check them out. See what happened.
In this conversation, the state's witness will also testify to Marquise Conway, the defendant, being present and involved in this conversation. The state's witness will testify to the amount of money that was to be paid for the murder. A state's witness will testify to the individuals responsible for the payment. That state's witness will also testify that Marquise Conway was one of the individuals responsible for a portion of that payment. A state's witness will also testify to the individual who would receive this payment. The state's witness will testify that Kewan White was, in fact, the individual to receive this payment, who was originally indicted in State's Exhibit number 1, the probable cause which is before this court. The state's witness would also testify that Kewan White, or to who shot and killed Melvin Noble. This witness would also testify to Kewan White being the individual who shot and killed Mr. Noble on November 11th of 2020. Again, this conversation took place in the days following Mr. Noble's murder. The state has also had an opportunity to review bank records of the defendant, Marquise Conway. These records would show that the defendant drew $40,000 in the days following the murder of Melvin Noble. And for the record, that was a cash withdrawal.
Yo, what the fuck was you thinking, Yella Beezy? You withdrew money to drop a hit, bro? You withdrew money to pay for a hit? What the fuck?
Records would correspond to the exact amount which the state's witness would testify to. In reviewing these records, the state also
got that money off the road.
And believe that they would show that the defendant had anywhere between $800 and $900, but more specifically, $870,000 between a checking account and a savings account with one particular bank. 370 of which was in a checking account, a little over 500,000 which was in a savings account.
God damn, why they going through that man's bank? How much he got? How much money he got?
The state at this time would like to publish to the court what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 3, which is the video of the offense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, before that's published,
They recording that shit from outside the courtroom.
Sure, it's clear from the record that as he recited, the state's witness, his proffer is, that's just one witness. There are multiple witnesses. And that I don't recall if the specific in the proffer was when the date that this witness reported to hear this conversation.
I do not have a specific date written down, but I know it was in the days following the offense. We do have evidence of when this could have taken place based off of cell phone data of when the defendant was in another state and then when he came back to Texas. So we believe we have a time frame. As far as the exact date, I do not have at this time.
Anything else, Mr. Joe?
No, Your Honor. Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Yes. Y'all want the lights off?
It's at the court's discretion.
Oh.
we've got passion, we've got determination. Like, and if we set our sights on
Yo,
something,
so is the witness the shooter? One of the shooters?
This is approximately noon on I-35 heading northbound. This video is taken from a Kroger 18-wheeler, and this is heading north I-35 into downtown Dallas on noon on November 11th, 2020.
That's the car right here. Say that's Mo 3 right there.
Now, Your Honor, if I could draw the court's
Yeah, that's Mo
attention,
3 right there.
if you look on I've stopped this video at 19 seconds. You see a gold sedan in the far left lane and a black sedan in the second lane to the left. The gold sedan will be the vehicle carrying the victim, and the black sedan is the vehicle driven by Q on White, who is then the shooter, based off of the evidence we have.
Oh. That was a bad move, yo. Stopping right there was a bad move. I don't understand. He had to been trying to get the because he tried to get the firearm out the glove box. I don't understand what made him think it'd be a good idea to stop and then go around the car to try to grab the firearm. He said he shot his tires. So the whole time they riding, he's shooting at him. Let's go back. He shouldn't even have had that bitch in no locked glove department. Like, I don't understand that mind frame at all. Oh, okay. Then he not even moving fast. Yeah, he already shooting now. That shit crazy, man. About chopper or something. Yeah, but that's stupid though, bro. Like, you don't stash the gun. Like, if you Mo3 was in the mix. Yo, under no circumstances do you put the gun in the glove box because the police will find it anyway. Like, for the amount of danger that he was in, that bitch supposed to have been on his lap all the time. All the time. There's no excuse for that motherfucker to be in a locked glove box. No excuse for it.
Your Honor, I'm going to stop this at 1 minute and 37 seconds. The victim does not return into the frame.
Yeah, I'm saying it was a bad decision. You're right. We all think different, but that was a horrible decision. If you love your life, I would never do it.
Since the court does not have a problem.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, Hard Mo? The fuck you bring it for? If you're not willing to go to jail for the bitch, then that shit should have been in the house. Yo, you gotta understand, you gotta understand the situation. If you are willing to take that bitch outside, you gotta have the understanding that I can go to jail for this. Fuck am I hiding it for? That bitch need to be somewhere close. Cause shit happens so fast. Like, look how fast that happened. From the time he got out the car, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's already shooting. 7 seconds. He had 7 seconds to get to that bitch. And he wasn't even moving fast. That just was a bad decision, man. That's fucked up, though, to happen to him like that.
Since the court does not have a probable cause affidavit, or since it's a grand jury referral, defendant Q1 White.
You said it got moved?
Also indicted. You do have his murder.
By who?
Probable cause affidavit from 2020. He was also indicted at that same time in cause number F21-75377.
Rainwater moved it. The fuck was Rainwater moved the strap? He said that? I think I do remember something like that. Mohead, more than enough. Why the fuck would he move the strap? Why would he's even touching the strap? Like, I don't know. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, we got to look that up.
Dr. Randall Graham, who also sustained it.
I need to hear his explanation as to why he did that.
He was heading north on I-35 that day and was struck as well. However, he did survive. And finally, Your Honor, the last thing that I would proffer at this time would be that there were a total of 40.
Rainwater need the shit slapped out of him now.
All for the same style of firearm as far as the caliber that were recovered on the freeway.
Rainwater need the shit slapped out of him now. That's crazy.
At this time, Your Honor, state arrest.
If that was my peoples, I'd have slapped Rainwater. As soon as I seen him at the infirmary.
And raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that
My thing, right? Yo, when I was beefing, you can ask anybody. They'll tell you. When I was beefing with niggas, that shit is on my lap. Like, it won't be a situation where it got moved and I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Because as soon as I step foot anywhere, that bitch is going to be on me. But he was lacking, man. He was lacking. And this is what, shit happens like this when you lacking. That's crazy, though. Somebody need to beat Rainwater up for that.
all matters before the court?
Think brunch? Think Bob Evans. Like buttermilk hotcakes on our breakfast value menu.
At 3%.
And the only time you're supposed to be outside is if you're outside on offense. You can't be outside on defense. You're going to lose. I don't know, y'all. I don't think people really understand how this shit go. If you're outside, if you beefing and you outside waiting for them to come to you, 70% of the time you're going to lose. 70% of the time. If you're not outside currently looking for the people that's looking for you, then you don't need to be outside. Only time you should be outside is because you're looking for the people that's looking for you. You don't sit around and wait for them to find you and think you're going to defend yourself. Hell no, you're going to lose. You're going to lose, man. Like, people got to understand it, because we see this too often with these young boys and how they moving, thinking, oh, I'm good, I got the strap. Yo, that shit is half the battle, bro. Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't even paying attention. And you always got to remember, yo, this is very important, yo. The hand is quicker than the eye. The hand is quicker than the eye. So before you realize it, you probably already got hit twice. That's fucked up, T-Just.
Yes. Miss Alexander, could you introduce yourself to the court and spell your last name for the court reporter?
Yo, why the fuck would Rainwater take the... Yo, we gotta listen. Yo, somebody don't fuck that. Anybody ever grill Rainwater about that shit? Yo, what the fuck is you touching shit for? I swear to God, yo, if that shit happened to one of my family members and I found out Rainwater did that, yo, we would be on his ass. Yo, why are you touching shit, bro? Like you ain't even in the mix. That's crazy. That's crazy.
NDER. I'm Marquis' grandmother.
Miss Alexander, are you currently employed?
No, I retired from Dallas County in 2000.
You definitely supposed to check though.
Now, when you tell the judge you retired from Dallas County in 2014, what was your...
Yeah, that is strange, Dio. I ain't gonna say that, but that's strange as a motherfucker.
And just for the record, a deputy clerk, what is a deputy clerk?
I didn't know what car he was in. That man was in a motherfucker. He was in a Honda Accord. How the fuck they knew he was in a Honda Accord? That's a real laid back car to just be like, yo, Mo 3 in that. Is that where the girl coming to play?
Basically handle the paperwork for the courts.
And this is a building that you were employed, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And back in the clerk's room, where in the old days we had a lot of paperwork, lawyers would take the file, take it back to the clerk, you would handle the file stamps and put all the papers into the file
and type up the judgments.
Type up the judgments. Can we back up a little bit and just tell the judge a little bit about where were you born and when did you move to Dallas County?
I was born in Washington, Arkansas.
Oh, that's crazy, yo. Somebody need to fuck Rainwater up for that.
Like
I ain't never know that.
Years.
And being Marquise's grandmother, could you explain the dynamics of your family as far as where are they located and how many grandchildren do you have and where does Marquise fall in the family relationship?
Okay, Marquise was my first grandson, first grandchild. I have 11 grandchildren and 8 great-grands.
Grandma always gonna stand tall.
Child, we were always close.
I give him that stand talk about my grandson. Shit, he need to be home.
So you try to do everything you can.
Man, sweet the grandma, man.
Still in them good values. He's been a godsend to a lot of his family members. He helps everybody in the family. I know it's hard sometimes because when you have people pulling on you and you just trying to stretch money, you know, it doesn't always pan out. But he's always helped whenever needed. He's just
let me interrupt you just a minute. When you say,
oh wow,
let's just go back a little bit. Did he
I
go
know
to
that.
public schools here in Dallas County?
Yes, he did.
Was he born and raised here in Dallas County?
Yes, yes, he was.
And does he currently work here in Dallas County?
Yes, he's an entertainer.
Yo, he supposed to have that bitch on him, bro. Like it wasn't even supposed to be no. It wasn't even supposed to be no walking in that house without it. It wasn't supposed to be no walking in that house without it. Like I don't know, y'all. I just look at things different. Like yo, if I'm into it with a motherfucker, like that bitch is like glued to me. It ain't gonna be no confusion when it's time to go. Cause I'ma have that bitch. Cause I had it all day. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Music.
And has he done well in his music career?
Yes.
And in the music career, you have a persona, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And a persona out there for your career is different with the family involved, is that right?
Right.
Him being your grandson, did he go to church here in Dallas County?
Yes, he went to church with me often. That was one of my requirements when he'd spend the weekend.
And how often do you talk and have a relationship with Marquise?
When he's in town, 2 or 3 times a week. When he's out of town, sometime once a week.
What's up, Prime?
His
What's up,
his
bud?
relatives, are they here in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And is his mother back there in the courtroom?
Yes, she is.
I was too distraught.
Did you just tell said this Kimberly Rush?
Right.
Is his family here? Are they all here in Dallas County or Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex?
Yeah, for real, Nick. I don't understand
Are you
that.
just tell the judge he has sufficient ties to this community?
Yes, he does. He does.
Now, as far as does he have any children?
Yeah, that could be
Yes,
true.
he has 2 sons.
And how old are his children?
5 and 7.
Is he, have you observed him being involved in his children's life?
Yeah, we go to football games for the little ones all the time. He's always got them in sports.
Okay, so he's out there in the community coaching up his sons and other kids that play on the football team.
Yeah, I call him the Joe Jackson of the sports.
You call, Joe Jackson being Marquise?
Yeah. Joe Jackson was Michael Jackson's father. You know how he pushed them to be great and good. So I said that's what he's trying to do with his boys.
I'm glad you cleared that up. There's other Joe Jacksons. I can get that Joe Jackson would be well involved in his family. So you're telling the judge he's from Dallas County, significant ties, and he's involved with his family. As far as you're aware that he is
That's crazy on
been
moving the
arrested
strap.
for this charge.
He need to answer to that again. Need an update on that.
Payment for hire for murder. And this happened back in 20. You saw the video when you heard the prosecutor talk about
Yeah, on Facebook.
Their version of the facts.
Right.
How long has he been in jail?
Oh, 8 days since last Thursday.
The bond set at $2 million. Has he been able to post that bond and get out of jail?
He's still sitting here. No, he hasn't.
We're asking the court for a $250,000 bond based on, do you believe that Mr. Conway could post a $250,000 bond?
I'm pretty sure we can get it together.
And are you telling the court that he's not able to post a $2 million bond?
At Planet Fitness, there's a number of ways to get
That's
strong,
crazy, yo.
and they all add up.
I swear, yo, he wouldn't be, yo, if that was my family member, he wouldn't be able to even come to the funeral. He wouldn't be, yo, you're not welcome, bro. Like, what the fuck would you move the strap for?
That's witness.
Oh yeah, I did hear he was on the phone with him.
Good morning, Ms. Alexander.
Good morning.
My name is Tommy Adams. If you have any questions with my questions, and I'll form them in a good way, please just ask me to repeat myself and I will do so, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate you being down here. I'm sure this is not an easy day for you. So, thank you. You worked for the Dallas County within the clerk's office up until 2014, correct?
Correct.
Now, Ms. Alexander, are you aware that there was a bond schedule that judges could set bonds on different level offenses within this courthouse?
Yes.
And are you aware that that bond schedule has since been done away with and was subject to a federal lawsuit against all the district judges within Dallas County?
No.
Now, when you talk about your grandson being an entertainer, I mean, he's more than just an entertainer, correct?
Yes.
He's in fact a double platinum artist, correct?
Right.
Now, going back to 2020 and the years leading up to that, well, let me ask you this. Are you aware of your grandson owning a 2017 Denali?
Yes.
And what is that Denali, what is special about that Denali?
It's bulletproof.
It's bulletproof. Now, Ms. Alexander, I can't imagine in all your years working here at the clerk's office that you ever felt like you needed a bulletproof vehicle.
I don't need one.
Now, Ms. Alexander, would you agree with me that in 2020 and the years leading up to 2020, that there was a lot of stuff going on in the city of Dallas surrounding, and to be quite honest, our victim Melvin Noble and your grandson Marquise Conlon?
I try not to delve into Facebook and hearsay because I know him for myself. So.
Well, let me ask it this way. Are you aware your grandson was shot in Plano?
Yeah, I was there.
You weren't there at 3 a.m., were you?
I was at the hospital.
Correct. Okay. But you would agree with me that even if you're not on Facebook, and this stuff was on TMZ, I think your grandson even did an interview on TMZ with those folks on live TV about this. So you're aware that there was a back and forth going on in this city involving your grandson as well as Mr. Noble, the complainant in this capital murder case. You're aware of that at least, right?
Yes, somewhat.
Okay. Is that the reason your grandson felt the need to prove Denali?
No, he felt the need because people are jealous and you don't know who's going to do what, when or where.
Now, are you, he had to, if Denali comes that way off the law, something like that done?
I have no idea how it happened, why it happened. I just know he had it.
Sure. And as far as your grandson being in custody for approximately 8 days, defense asked you initially how long he'd been in jail and if he was able to make a $2 million bond. And your initial answer was, no, he hasn't. And then when they followed up with whether or not he could make a $2 million bond, that's when you said, no, he cannot, correct?
Right.
Now, especially with all your experience here in the county and working in the clerk's office, you're aware that when somebody has a $2 million bond, they can pay only 10% of that, correct?
Yes.
With bonds been settled. Now, your grandson is a double platinum recording artist, correct?
Correct.
And he lives in a mansion in Frisco, correct?
Correct.
And he has houses in other states, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
Are you aware of him paying and helping to support other individuals in the family and also extended family and friends?
I'm not into his business like that.
You agree that your grandson is substantially well off, correct?
He might used to be, but if he could make a $2 million bond, he'd be out.
Would you agree that there's a difference between can, want to, and choosing not to?
I'm aware of all of those things, but I know he don't want to be in here, so I know if he could afford it.
In Texas, they get bails for everything. Texas run the bail system how it's supposed to be ran. You're supposed to give a bail for damn near every fucking thing, as long as he's not a threat to public safety. I mean, this was 5 years ago. You ain't heard nothing about him involving violence like this in the last couple years. Now, if he was in Maryland, they'd have no bailed his ass.
Help money laying around.
Sure. Now, Ms. Alexander, if I wanted to reach out to Ms.
The bail system wasn't designed just to keep you in jail. It's only designed to ensure that you go to court. Now they didn't weaponize the bitch and turned it into something that it wasn't designed to be. So they just be no bailing motherfuckers all across the United States. But everybody supposed to get a bail no matter how high or how low it is.
What would be the best phone number to reach her at?
She's not my daughter.
Okay.
What's up, Jay?
Mr. Conway's mother. If I was going to reach out to her, what would be the best phone number to reach out to her at?
You don't have.
Yeah, for real.
If you were going to reach out to the knocking.
Judge, I'm going to object to bantering with the witness and relevancy here. We're kind of veering off to getting a discovery. The state had showed us their case. They made a proffer here. It seems like they can do their discovery outside the courtroom.
Objection overruled. You may proceed. Ma'am, you'll need to answer the question.
What was it?
If you were going to call Ms. Rudge, what number would you call her at? If you need to check your phone, I'd be happy to wait.
These hands create all
They
of
be
the
no better than
material
the
that
shit out
would dry
motherfuckers
my
in Maryland.
hands. If my hands get really dry, I can't do my job. I depend.
Yeah, he getting the bail. He already got a bail. He had a bail already with $2 million. I know, y'all. That's because we got all these agents on YouTube giving people bucks and shit.
214.
These podcast agents.
5606
5606. Judge, again, I'm going to object to this as far as being public information and getting out to the public. This is a media case. This is an improper question. I know that the judge is overruling on this, but there is a fear of this getting out.
Well, it's out there now.
I would ask the court to seal the number.
They released that lady number?
The court's going to overrule your objection. I do understand and appreciate the concern that it was publicly announced.
Who's Ross?
So I'm going to ask, you're asking that it be sealed?
I'm asking that it be sealed from the public. And the court has heard it, considered for this bond hearing, and that this not be published outside of the courtroom. The media sitting outside of the courtroom. I think there's a legitimate fear base here, just like the state has their concerns. So
they didn't turn the bail system to something that wasn't.
That objection. Suspend that objection. You can use it for your purposes only. It cannot be published to anyone else.
Okay, sure. And Your Honor, the reason I'm asking, I'm going to have another question too, is that in State's Exhibit number 6, which is the confidential affidavit of financial conditions, in which the defendant is asked to provide an emergency contact number, the only emergency contact person he lists is himself.
Hold on.
And the problem with that is that number that he listed for himself is according to Ms. Alexander, the same number. So just trying to clear some things up. We don't have anything on information here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Alexander, to you that if you were going to call your grandson 8 days ago, what number would you call him at? And if the defense wants this portion to be sealed, I'm fine with that too, but then this is important information here.
Well, could we have a write it down?
That's fine.
Announcing it to court.
Heather to the defense of Mark State's Exhibit number 7.
Okay.
State's Exhibit number 7 is admitted.
Now, Ms. Alexander, you testified that your grandson has significant ties to this community, correct?
Yes.
Born and raised in the greater Dallas area.
Correct.
As far as how much time he spends in the
this
city of
bitch.
Dallas, or more or less Dallas County and the surrounding areas at this point, do you know approximately how much time he spends
Heat on.
in the greater Dallas area?
Should have been using this motherfucking heater.
I'd say 3/4 of the time.
3/4 of the time.
That's so much better. Dang.
Are you an owner-operator looking to save money? 10-4 Truck Insurance could save you $500 in 5 minutes. So
you better come back home rapping about it. Say that much.
Now, just as far as his ability to travel, nature of that, like planes and getting around, you're aware that he travels quite a bit via private jet, commercial, all of that, correct?
Yes.
Does he have access to his own private jet?
No.
Do you know approximately how often he does fly?
That's not true.
Private?
No, I don't.
No, that ain't
So
true.
when he does that, you would be having to pay for those bills as well, correct?
Correct.
Do you agree with me that flying private is not the cheapest thing in the world to do?
That can be true, but that's not 100%.
Yes.
Bail just basically determines on your level of criminality, you know, your role in the crime, you know, your allegiance to the city or state or town that you in. Criminal history, basically.
Anything else from this witness?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can step down. You have another witness?
Judge, I was going back to proffer we discussed back in Chambers. Then at the property owner.
Yes.
Judge, I've been down here at this courthouse for 30 years. I'm not going to go over the law. I know you understand the bail bond.
Yeah, because I caught a bail. The first time when I got charged, I caught a bail. 100,000. The next time they gave me a no bail. So that shit, though, it's like they just make the rules up as they go along. Next time, same case, same charges, same evidence, no bail. Then I got a bail on the same charge a year prior.
Point out in some of these cases where there's high profile in the state versus Michael Lucky, that was a capital murder case.
That's all right.
That was in criminal district court number 7, the court that we're in. That was a high profile case. That case involved an NBA player that was initially set by the magistrate in the jail with a probable cause affidavit where they facts from what the police said. And that bond was originally set at $1,000. It was later reduced by the court to $1,000 with conditions. Co-defendant in that case, Larry Jenkins, cause number F2076397. This is the same set of facts case where the magistrate with a probable cause affidavit set it for $750,000. Another case in the state of Texas versus Antoine Franklin, capital murder case, 522-76141. This involved a famous football player out of Oklahoma. That case was set by the magistrate for $500,000. Again, probable cause affidavit. He was later reduced by the court to $200,000. Judge, in dealing with the bond schedule, you have bond conditions here that require electronic monitor. They have several conditions of probation, check-in, and curfews. We're proffering to the court here that the court has set bonds down here in Dallas County where the typical murders range between $150,000 and $200,000, and a capital murder can range, in these cases, in between $500,000 and $750,000, where the magistrate set it. The thing in this
Yo,
case,
the reason they're not charged, let's just think about that. They know 2 people dropped that bag, right? What they think. But the reason the other person ain't charged is because they didn't go to the bank. Going to the bank is what got Yella Beezy in this. Whoever paid that other $40,000, they had that shit on. They had that shit on hand.
proffering, the magistrate had no probable cause affidavit.
Now, if Yella Beezy tell they lock him up.
They had no facts. And in this case, we're asking the bond to be reduced in these facts. We'll argue here, but I just want to proffer those 3 cases.
All right. Anything else?
We're closing the.
Okay, state.
Your Honor, I would just, if I could, just briefly, I would also like to proffer two cases that defense has brought up, some cases that come here from Dallas County. The first one I would like to bring up is F2475475. Defendant's name is Chaz Booth out of the 194th Judicial District Court. He is currently sitting in jail on a capital murder charge for $2 million. That defendant is not a celebrity, a basketball player, a football player,
he's a lying motherfucker.
Like that.
What's the bond on that one?
$2 million.
Oh, $2 million.
He's a 20-year-old who is capital
He
murder.
probably couldn't explain it.
Additionally, we have Jordan Owens, who was recently sentenced F2377243, also a capital murder. His bond was set at $1.5 million, and I believe that was in the 282nd Judicial District Court. And that's, as far as cases, I'm not going to keep going with. I'm not going to go back and forth, so that's all we have as far as rebuttal.
Your arguments?
We'll wait and reserve the right for rebuttal.
All right.
Judge, I'll begin and then Mr. Luce will finish up. Your Honor,
He's probably
as
lying.
you know,
Can't once a motherfucker lie like James said, you can't read shit they say.
court considers certain
They'll lie about the whole sauce walk and shit.
reduction hearing and determining whether to reduce the bond. Here in this hearing, the court has before you the thing to reduce two arrest affidavits. There is not the arrest affidavit of our client at the time exists, but we do and have reviewed the arrest affidavits of Q1 White and Mr. Brown. Those arrest affidavits were taken on Q1 White was December 8, 2020, Devin Brown, March 18, 2021. The offense itself is approximately 4 years and 4 months ago when it occurred. You carefully reviewed those affidavits and set out how the offense, and you saw the video. Nowhere in those affidavits is there any mention of our client, any mention of his role, any mention of connection to this case, either one of those affidavits that you have before you that you consider. As far as the proffer given by the state, they choose what they can proffer. They said they have one person who overheard a conversation after the incident that happened on the highway, in which he heard money being discussed, and our client present at that during that conversation about paying money. You received no information in the proffer as to the credibility of that witness.
I was just ready to say, who the fuck is this witness? How is he even credible? Like, they really locked you up based off of one person's statement? That's weird. One person's statement in bank records. So they never specified if it was the shooter or not. That might have been a false narrative we put out on that board.
For coming forward now at this time, 4 years, 4 months later.
Supposed to be going to trial.
With this information, you only have you don't even have a proffer that this was a confidential informant, which you know requires some type of vetting. Just that it's a person who said they were present during this one conversation, and that's the only evidence that you have before you this hearing that connects them to this offense. The state also
that ain't strong evidence, y'all.
said there was after the incident in November of 2020, there was a withdrawal of $40,000 cash. No proffer was made as to if that money was traced anywhere to the other defendants charged in this offense. You received no information of a text message, any message on social media platform that our client paid for this murder, any type of remuneration, no recording of any sort, just this person who came forward and said he overheard this conversation. As far as the bank records go, the only thing that evidence before the court are records that were back in 2020 when they quoted two different accounts which accounted for $800,000. You've heard no evidence as to his current financial bank records and what is in there. You only have before you testimony of the defendant's grandmother who told you he cannot make the bond, has not been able to make the bond, he cannot make the community number bonds. I'll let Mr. Lucio finish with the other parts of the argument.
Well, Judge, thank you. I'm not going to go back over what Mr. Shook said. What the court has before you is a case that's been investigated for 5 years.
What you mean?
Mr.
How you think they got a strong case? What is there to disagree on? They got a witness saying that he was a witness to the conversation that money was distributed. Didn't see the money distributed. He just was a witness that said money was distributed. They go check bank records, see that 3 days after Mo 3 died, he poured out $40,000. He could have poured out $40,000 for any motherfucking thing. Do you got this same witness saying that, yo, I was there when he got paid? Like I don't think it's up for debate. With the evidence that they is talking about right now, they don't have no strong case. This case is paper thin. That's why the motherfucking judge dropped the bail amount.
Is a citizen of this community that has no flight issues. He has not left this community. He stays in this community. His family is sitting right back here in the courtroom.
They never even specified if the shooter the one telling. They never specified if the shooter the one telling. I'm starting to think it ain't the shooter telling. He just did an interview saying he ain't telling. I'm starting to think it ain't him. Somebody else, probably somebody he told. Motherfucker try to come home off of him. Nah, people is. You got them people.
Community. A big factor of this is that he has significant ties to this community.
Probably told somebody in the joint.
Conditions that you have in place with a leg monitor would be whatever concerns that the state may have or the court may have to know where.
I'm just going off what we got now,
His
bro.
grandmother has worked down here and understands how to communicate with the court.
All I go off is what we got now. And what we got now, this not a strong case. They got a lot of more investigating to do.
In keeping them and writing the bond. Judge, we're coming at this with, this is a vested and punitive bond and under the law in our opinion. We believe that the magistrate, when she set this bond, did not have any evidence in front of her and set it high. We also believe that if he had the money, he would have posted it, and he's sitting here in jail. And that those cases that the state and I have talked about, the court is well aware of a wide range you have, but given these facts that Mr. Shook went over with no credit corroboration,
Look,
we don't know anything about that.
they don't even have a witness they don't even have a witness that's corroborating this guy's story. They got one guy, one person saying that, yeah, he dropped 40,000. They don't even got the other person. Man, this case bogus. They need to get that boy a bail. On recon. Say, no, they give his own recon. But yeah, this bogus, y'all.
This witness,
I just told you.
Not we, the court doesn't. And given the facts presented, we're asking you to reduce this bond to an appropriate where he can abide by the conditions and come to court and we can fight this case.
Thank you. State.
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly. In regards to an individual's ability to pay the bond, Ms. Alexander testified specifically that she is not involved in her grandson's
Yo,
business.
for real, that's not even really, to me, like in certain cities, that's not even enough to make an arrest. Yo, you can't put a person's life in on the line with one witness. Like, yo, that's how a lot of injustices happen. You got one man, this is what I seen, this is what I heard. Next thing you know, you find out years later, this motherfucker ain't never he didn't do that shit. You find out that the police coerced the witness and the shit that they said. Like, yo, y'all gotta realize, yo, this is a dirty, yo. You gotta always remember that. It's not a clean cut system. Shit is dirty, it's predatory. They lie, they fabricate, they mislead. All to secure convictions.
This financial stuff, so she really was not in a position to testify what he can and what he cannot afford. She did testify to the fact that he is a double platinum, I believe as recently as 2 weeks ago, recording artist, that he travels about a quarter of the month, that he lives in a mansion in Frisco, that he drives a Denali, a bulletproof Denali, which also will lead into safety concerns. So the only thing that the court has as far as ability to pay or not to do it, or not having an ability to pay this bond, is the bank records which I proffered to the court, as well as his own grandmother saying that he's a successful artist living in a mansion up in Frisco, flies on private jets and travels. The important thing about the Denali is not just the fact of the cost and all of that, but it's the fact that when we're talking about safety concerns for the community, one of the factors that the court should take into consideration is, if this individual were to get out, is there a viable safety concern? The fact that the defendant has a bulletproof vehicle and drove one at the time and was arrested in it 8 days ago, that should tell you all you need to know.
No.
And that's not just based.
That's bogus. Now, a credible argument would have been if in the last 5 years, Yella Beezy got hella charges. He been getting arrested here. He was in a shootout there. You understand? Then the judge would be like, yeah, he is a flight risk. But you can't point to the fact that the man trying to protect himself and say he's a risk to the community. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work, pimpin'.
Based off of pure jealousy. I've been doing this long enough to know that is based off of something much greater than just pure jealousy. As far as safety circumstances for the community, this is...
What I tell y'all though, what I tell y'all what matters in the bail hearing: safety to the community, criminal record, your standings in the community. Like, those are all the things that comes in contributing factors to bail amount. I mean, role in the case, evidence against you. I think that's probably about it.
A very high-profile case, and this defendant is not only locally, not only in the state, but nationally and internationally. The fact that this individual has the means and the resources,
yeah, that is crazy, Bob,
to get to witnesses is a true concern that the court
yeah, but if
should
your
also
truck
take
ain't gonna
into
work.
consideration. And that this was part of a bigger thing that was going on in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, culminating in the death of Melvin Noble. The circumstances surrounding are not only the offense in itself, but the circumstances building up to Mr. Noble's death. And Your Honor, I didn't want to go back and forth with the defense on proffering cases of bonds and $2 million and $3 million bonds. But the truth is, this is a capital murder for remuneration. And the defendant is charged with paying other individuals to take another human life. And he has the financial means and the reach to do it. In fact, I think it's important that there was another victim. This was at noon on I-35 leading into downtown Dallas. 44 fired cartridge casings. Who knows how many others were knocked away by the cars that kept driving by. Melvin Noble was hunted down on November 11th of 2020. A beloved son of Dallas. It could have been so much worse, and that's a terrible thing to say when it's a capital murder for remuneration.
They do.
Where
I
he
hate
has
it.
paid another man to hunt down and kill somebody in broad daylight. Your Honor, based off of all the testimony and the facts that have been presented in this court, we'd ask that you leave the bond where it is at, currently at $2 million.
All right, let me have the exhibits, and then if you all will give me about 10 minutes, I'll respond. Yes. Okay, the court is ready? Yes, Judge. All right, the court's ready to make my ruling. The court is going to reduce the bond to $750,000. The court took into consideration, certainly, the biggest consideration was the offense, the severity of this particular offense. It's pretty, that video. But the court also took into consideration the evidence or lack of evidence that the state presented.
See that? Lack of evidence. That's not enough, man. Yo, they shouldn't even arrested him with that. If we want to be real, with the evidence that they got, they shouldn't even arrested him, man. If he was a white boy, they'd have never booked him. Facts. If Yella Beezy was a white boy, they'd have never booked him with this evidence. They'd have took him in for questioning and released him.
That was a factor also. Another concern I had was the financial statement that the defendant was.
Yeah, I ain't even watched the ride yet. I probably watched the first 2 seasons.
And that causes me a concern about whether or not he's taking seriously the allegations against him. So I am going to set the bond at $750,000 with the bond conditions that were already set. But included on that, I want it to be very clear, Mr. Conway, that you are to have no contact, direct or indirect, no threatening or harassment of any victim, witness, co-defendant. If it's you or anybody on your behalf, there's going to be a problem.
If they go to trial with this one witness with bank statements, they's gonna get eaten alive, man. I'm sure he got a shark for attorney. They better continue investigating, because this ain't gonna work. This shit fuck around and get dropped. This shit probably get dropped at their arraignment.
You understand that? Okay, y'all can stand. I'm talking to you now. So that's going to be a concern. And then I want to make sure that you provide the court with correct information.
I don't know. He's just been sitting there all day.
Personal contact, because basically this affidavit seemed to be your way of saying, forget y'all. I don't want you to open your mouth. Yeah. Seemed to be your way of saying, forget y'all. So you need to provide correct, accurate information regarding who is your personal contact.
That's how they do, y'all. When you go to court, when you go to court, they tie a little thing around you. They handcuff your hands, they handcuff your feet, and then they put the little clamp in the middle of it. Like, yo, going to court is a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. When you fighting a case and you gotta go to court, man, that shit's a hassle. I mean, not if you try to go home, but if it's a hassle when you go to court, like I did. I had to go to court for a sentence reduction. They ain't give it to me. Had to get up 4 o'clock in the morning to drive from Jessup to fucking Baltimore County at 6 in the morning. Then they shackle you. Man, that shit's a bitch. They put you on a low ass paddy wagon. You got shackles on your feet, shackles around your waist. Man, that shit's a bitch, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I hope that you
they put it around your ankles, then they put the clamp in between, so you can't even really move. Like they put extra shackles on you.
Seriously, because your responses in this affidavit kind of indicate that you're not. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No, you're not saying, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Lay it out. They gonna need more evidence. They gonna need one of the the shooter's not telling. They gonna need one of them shooters to crack. Now, one of the shooters crack, he's done. The shooter probably talked about the case. You cannot, when you get locked up, you better not tell nobody your motherfucking case. Yeah, man, these motherfuckers be trying to come home. For real. I'm a witness to it. These motherfuckers be trying to come home at all costs. They'll line you up to get out of their situation. What's the interview he said? Well, he said he took the gun. Yeah, that should be a bitch, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That shit's like extremely uncomfortable. Then now you gotta do all that for real. Walking like 3-4 police officers, you got motherfucker chained to the max.
Now, video just came out about 2 months ago of Mo3 getting out the car. Because at first people were trying to say he didn't have a gun. He was lacking. Then a new audio came out from the 18-wheeler behind him showing that he was getting out the car to get to the stash spot because he couldn't get to the stash spot from the driver's seat, right?
Right.
And he panicked. Do you feel like he panicked and that's why he couldn't really get to his gun?
I don't think he knew how much time he had. Yeah, I don't think he knew how much time he had. You know, if you go back to my first interview when I was on the phone with him, he said, "Damn, Ryan, these niggas shooting." And he stopped for a minute. And that's why I heard the door open, you know what I'm saying? And I guess he put the phone in his pocket because when you see the video of him laying down, the phone was laying right next to him. So I believe he said he stopped for a minute and heard gunshots. Then he said, "Damn, Ryan, they is shooting." So when he got out the car, I don't think 3 realized they was actually shooting. He knew something wasn't right, but I don't think he actually knew what was really going on. You know what I'm saying? Until them shots started hitting their car. So I feel like he just didn't ever have. He didn't know how much time he had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you first seen that, did you see it before it went viral online, or that was it hit you too?
Yeah, I seen it before. A person can't speak on that if they never been in that situation.
Definitely.
You know, I've been in that situation before, so you know, I got shot in the car. I would have put that bitch in drive and try to ram that motherfucking cars as many times as I could. You know what I'm saying? But you know, 3 mind frame is okay, something wrong. Okay, let's go to war. If 3 could have got to that gun, it would have went to war right there in the middle of that highway. You know what I'm saying? You know, as I always told him though, in the new age rap game, I feel like real niggas don't make it. If you're a real nigga in the rap game and doing real street shit, you don't make it. You don't make it far. You know what I'm saying? I believe Mo3, Bun, TK, Young Boy, I don't want to forget no names. Fredo, you know.
Where he say he got rid of the gun at? Must be that same interview. Sean Cotton instigated the shit out this beef. Instigating bitch. So I need to slap his ass too. All these motherfuckers that's not in the mix, just instigating and shit. Please don't know what the fuck you talking about. His dumb ass. Oh, here you go, right here. This J Man.
Crunch time. Rise.
He sat down with J Man, talked about it.
You say you was on the phone with him. They say Mo 3 was supposed to run to a pipe, and rainwater removed the pipe.
Now,
Rainwater took the pipe. Is crazy.
listen, I don't touch guns.
Okay.
I'm a full-time felon. You know, I don't. Everybody around me know I don't touch guns. You know how I ride every day?
You had all this shit on you in this interrogation room? Officer, put this shit up.
Yeah, that's how I ride.
Check his ass again. We gotta check his ass. What else he got? What else he got? Hold on. Check his ass. What the hell? I got a whole fucking knife on him.
Yeah, nah, that's how.
You stab me up and shit.
That's how I ride. Cause at the end of the day, I'm scared of them. I'm scared to get caught.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen. I ain't been touching no gun, man. Especially no Mo 3. Mo 3 ain't been letting nobody remove no gun.
Okay.
I think Mo 3 ran out of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got out the car ready to go to war. Like literally.
Nah, I'd have ran right into his ass.
Scary it out.
That's what he should have did.
If I was in the
I'd have
car,
stopped, seen yo get out and ran right into his ass.
I would keep running in the car. I would have drove down the highway on 6.4 flats. You know what I'm saying? 3 jumped out the car ready to go to war.
Yeah.
I believe that he ran out of time. It take where he have his shit. It takes 45 seconds to get to. Them bullets were in the car. You don't know how long you got. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how long you got. But you know, that's, you know, sometimes God take other people away to save other people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, facts. That's deep.
The most gangster people. God had to take Tupac away. Tupac corrupted the whole world. He had everybody screaming thug life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, oh my nigga. But you know, every dog got his day.
I ain't gonna lie, he a little suspect, y'all. What the fuck type of response is that? Shorty, wow. Let me get the fuck away from him. I don't fuck with y'all. I never watch you again. What the fuck type of response is that? Your man got murdered. And you talk about, you know, sometimes God take people away to save other people. Other people like who? Your bitch ass? I know he can't be talking about nobody else. Suck ass nigga. I don't fuck with those type niggas, man. Fuck him. I ain't fucking with y'all. But that case against Yella Beezy is gone. That ain't no strong case at all, y'all. They're gonna have to do a little bit more investigating. If they take him to trial, right? It's cold down this bitch. If they take him to trial with the evidence that they got right now, man, they gonna get embarrassed. They better keep investigating. Get something concrete. Yeah, man. They better get something concrete. Get some motherfucking video of him paying niggas or something. Or at least one of the shooters. The shooter's not telling. I gotta make sure I put that in the title later. It ain't the shooter's telling. Somebody else telling. He probably talked to somebody. I'm telling you how niggas be. He'll probably talk to somebody. Telling him his case. His cell buddy thinking that was his homeboy. Somebody like, oh yeah, for real. So Yella Beezy did pay for that, huh? Yeah, hell yeah, he paid for that shit. That's why I'm over this bitch. Oh, probably like, damn, that's crazy. Oh, probably like, damn, that's crazy. Got on the phone, called his mother or the girl. Like, man, look, get Special Agent Jack Harvey on the line. I found out Yella Beezy paid for the hit MO3. Feds got them, police got them investigating. Check this motherfucking phone records. Now we got a case, y'all. We got a case. Dirty motherfuckers. People working with the police is crazy. It is what it is. But y'all, don't forget we go live every day, 11 p.m. Eastern time. 11 p.m. Eastern time. We be live again. Yeah, Jack Harvey. He like the big meat shit. But Big U and I'm in big trouble, man. Yeah, he caught that yesterday. I talked about it yesterday. Big U is in big trouble. Luce Cannon need to stop doing interviews. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him and his girl. His girl was tripping. Hey, you want to do that tonight? We could do that tonight. I was watching it. I was watching. It's crazy. Rallo trying to push that shit like he ain't a rat. I guess Rallo just want all rats to be created equal. You know what I mean? Like I don't blame him. Shit. You know, he want all rats created equal. Man, if you go treat him bad, treat Kwani bad. He's just gonna be exposing the rats in Atlanta and other places, I guess. You know, which is crazy. You know, you got a rat exposing rats. I guess Rallo's the new 1090 Jake. Yeah, dude. Rallo the new 1090 Jake, y'all. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, I see that. That's his name. His nickname. That's his name. His name, Page 8. Rallo, a.k.a. Page 8. I still ain't do the Page 8 video yet. I said it. I was tripping out that shit. I still ain't do the Page 8 video. I'm gonna make that his name. Next, if he do another interview talking about he ain't a rat, the Page 8 video is coming out. It's coming out. Rallo, a.k.a. Page 8. But, yeah, we probably can talk about that later on for real. Big U and them fucked up. Somebody told about that murder. Cause they ain't say in the complaint, they didn't say he did the murder. In this indictment, they said he did that shit. So the dude, like Weck was saying, Weck always seemed to know everything. It definitely told about the body. Definitely told about the body, dude Robinson. Hell yeah. Big U was geeking though, man. Big U was moving like a fucking 60s mob boss. In 2025. But make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. It's another day of Keep It G News. And I'm out.